Hi guys, this is Sunny. In this tutorial, I'm gonna be writing a program to find the zero sum in an array of numbers. So let's get started. I'm already in. I'm using Eclipse as an IDE. I have a class over here which is sum. I have a method, static method main. So here I'm gonna create a new method, which is private static boolean uh, zero sum, I'm gonna name it. And in this I'm gonna pass an array of numbers. um, so the assumption over here is this array of numbers is not sorted, so so we can expect anything like -10, -100, 9, 3, and 100, and so on. So the best thing to do is first check whether this array is empty. So we're going to do array equals null, or array length equals 0. So if that's true, we're just going to return false, because there's no point of going through the array when it's empty. The next thing is to, since this array is not sorted, so first I'm gonna go sort this array. So what you can do is you can use this functionality, which is sort, and you can pass your array in with this. And what this is going to do is going to sort your array in ascending order. So next, what you can do, so I'm gonna write a while. So before you actually write the while loop, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna index. So I'm gonna do first index, which means first index is gonna be 0. So that's the first location in the array, and second is gonna be the last index, which is gonna be the last index of the array, which is gonna be array dot length -1. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a while true loop. In this loop, I'm going to say if first index is less than or equal to last index. So while this is true, while this first index is less than or equal to true, I'm going to execute this while loop. So inside this while loop, I'm gonna find the sum. So what I can do is I can do the sum over here. So let's say int value sum. So array first index comma array last index. So I know I didn't create this method yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So in this method, all we are doing is just returning I plus j, and then what we can do is we can do a if statement saying if value is less than 0, if the sum comes out to be less than 0, then what we can do is we can first index is going to be ++1, else if value is greater than 0, we can do last index -1. I'm going to explain to you what this means. Just give me a second, and then if it comes to else, that means we got a sum 0, and we're just going to return true. So what essentially is going on is we're just finding the sum, which is I plus j, which is for example, let me take an example over here. So let's say you have an array 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's say there was a -4 as well, and this is sorted. So what essentially we're doing is this is doing the sum of the first element and the last element. In this case, that's the match, so it's 0. So it's not going to go here, it's not going to go here, it's going to come to this one and just going to return true. That means there is two numbers, when you add them you're getting 0. So let's say you had -5 and here you had -1, and somewhere down the road here you have +1. Okay, so again you do the same thing. So you do the first element and last element, the sum is -1, so val becomes -1, so it's -1. What we want to do is we want to, first index should go up. That means I want to go from here to here. I want to compare this and this. Okay, so if that's true, so now I'm going to add them. So it's going to do the same thing. So it's going to say first and last, so it's going to be +3. So it's +3, so it's greater than 0. So bring this down. So now I have this and this. So I do the sum again. I get +2. It comes back again. It goes into this statement, and then it's gonna do a negative for the last index, and it's gonna come to this. So now the first index is on this, and the last index is on +1. And now it goes again, it finds a match, and val becomes 0, it comes to this and it turns it true. So that's essentially what's going on here. So if we go into the while statement, if we don't find anything, it comes back outside, and what we do is we just return false. So we can test this here. So what we can do, we can write an array, and inside this we can essentially put the same one, and now we can say sys out 0 sum and array. So let's see if we find a match in this case. So return true, and let's say this was negative, I don't know, maybe 2 or something. So you should return false. So this is one way of doing this. There is, and this is the best way of doing this. The complexity is n in this case. You can do one more way, which is in that case the complexity is going to be n squared. But sometimes, during the interview or something else, they ask you a question, they be like, give me the best complexity. In this case, in that case you can do something like this. And if you don't care about the time complexity, then you can do something with the 2 loops and 2 for loops, and that's gonna do the job for you as well. So that's it, guys. If you guys like this video, please like the video as well, and if you want me to cover anything else, please let me know, and I will try to cover that as well as soon as possible. Thank you.